How's it going, everyone? I'm Al, and welcome back to some StarCraft 2. So it's a Thursday, and as you know, that is a ladder day. So here I am playing my Zerg. Just ignore the name that says Solar. I changed my name recently, and I'm playing against Liquid Clem. I don't know, apparently he's a semi-decent Terran or something like that. I've really been practicing hard, so you can see my speed is absolutely amazing. Also, ignore the fact that this map says Data C. That's just a mistake. Yep, this is definitely me laddering. Look at the speed, yes! Alright, anyway. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. I'm going to introduce the players quickly. As you can see, first of all, we have Solar on the right-ish side of the map. And his opponent is obviously Clem. Now, I know it is meant to be a... Whoop, I pressed the wrong button. It's meant to be a ladder day. But, I don't know, I've been feeling my wrist lately. I don't know if it's necessarily just the StarCraft. So I kind of felt like I'm actually not up to playing a little bit of ladder. I know, I'm not even a real gamer anymore. I'm just like some guy, just a dirty casual. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna skip the ladder today, and I was really feeling in the mood to cast some games. And for some reason, Solar just came to my mind. So I looked for a replay that I've got of Solar. And I've got Solar versus Clem. So this could be a very good one. I know it's not necessarily on the newest map, but some of the replays I've got from the newer maps are like really random pros, like names I've never heard before. So I'll probably cast some of them because maybe there's a good game here and there. But yeah, I'm going to be jumping between old maps, new maps, as much as I can. I'm just obviously waiting very much for Katowice's replays to be released, which hopefully they will be. So yeah, so this was played relatively recently, and it is just before the new balance patch, obviously, because we're still running on the new maps. But I think it should still be a very exciting game. These are two amazing players, and yeah, we'll see what they do against each other. Two kind of different styles. Clem obviously loves to be very aggressive, and I think Solar's quite well balanced. He mixes in aggression along with just macro builds. He's solid. I love Solar. I really like Solar as a Zerg player. He's definitely one of my favorite Zerg players. And I mean, you know, that's saying a lot considering the quantity of high level, really strong Zerg players that there are at the moment. And no, that's not necessarily because Zerg's imbalanced. It's just these guys are so good. It's like Maru, you know, people forget about Maru. Maru is insanely good. And I've been watching some games of Maru where he's been playing Protoss, and he's still really good. And I mean, the same can be said for Reyna, who plays Zerg and also plays Protoss. So, you know, what's funny is you don't often see guys off racing as Terran. Darn, Terran is so underpowered. Oh, they're just having a tough time. Alright, I'm joking, that's not true. Yeah, Terran in the hands of Maru, they've been doing well. And even before Maru, I mean, guys like TY Innovation, they were amazing for a long time. It's actually sad, I miss those players. They were really good players. Ooh. Is that as far left as I can get? I want to zoom in on that thing. It's a fusion core, which means we're going to have battle cruisers, if I can just focus correctly. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. Yep, there the starport goes across the fusion reactor. Oh, the fusion reactor is halfway done. The tech lab is on the starport. We're going to see battle cruisers. Now, Solar needs to do something. He is sending in an overlord, which I think is absolutely glorious timing. It should be able to... Yeah, even with the marine there, it should be able to see it. So Clem's making a bunch of Hellions now while he's got the gas. And very soon he's going to need... Yeah, there comes the first BC. Alright, so let's have a look at what Solar sees. Come on. There's two marines. If Clem gets to... Alright, Solar sees it. Does he know? I'm sure he must suspect something. But that could be Banshees, because he did not see the fusion reactor. Fusion core, fusion reactor, wow. He is going for a couple of spores. And he's got a lot of queens. I recently, Tuesday actually, when I was playing ladder, I got hit with battle cruisers, and I'm still feeling the pain. So maybe I'm just making poor excuses about my wrist, and maybe I'm just too scared to jump on the ladder again after my absolute dismal performances on Tuesday. Yeah, it happens. No, really, I actually really do have a sore wrist. Hellions trying to be annoying with the queens, grenading, flaming, all of that stuff. Here comes the first BC. Queen is standing right underneath it. Solar's going to see it now. It's going to pick off a couple of workers immediately. That's 3, that's 4. That's 6. Oh, this is good damage. The other queens are coming into help now. That's 8 workers down. Definitely worth it. And at the same time, okay, luckily I think Solar has spread his queens out quite well. So he's not going to take too much more damage. But yeah, I went out recently and I got one of those like ergonomic mouse pads that's supposed to support your wrist, and I thought, well, surely that's gonna help. It's gonna help my wrist a little. No, it doesn't. It kind of feels like it's worse. I paid a lot of money for that thing. Hydra then. Alrighty. So Hydras is not necessarily something you see against the BC opener. It's just one, by the way, right? Yeah, it's just the one BC. So it's not a super commitment here from Clem. So it's going to be Hydraling Bane, which I guess is not bad, because that can transition into Lurkers pretty good. He's getting the melee upgrades though. Clem at this stage, he's got a couple of tanks. The BC's chilling at home. He's getting more tanks. I think the tanks are going to be pretty nice against the Hydras, obviously. They do a lot of damage against Hydras. We're seeing 2 medevacs with 16 Marines moving across the map. There is an Overseer that is keeping an eye on everything. A couple of Zerglings spread across the map as spotters. Alright, so they're not going to go into the main. They're just going to try to control a little bit of Le Creep. That's French for creep, right? Must be. And scanning. Going to try to push them back. Solar's been doing a good job with this creep. It's a lot of Hydras. Okay, so he's got to be careful with his drops now. With those Hydras, you don't want to lose medevacs that are full of Marines. Here comes the BC in once again. Pew, 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 pew. One Hydra being super brave. Okay, here comes its friends. Yeah, Hydra's deal decent damage. Some good transfusions there, not losing any Hydras. Now we lose this one. Yeah, Hydra's doing their job. Good work there from the Hydras. Here's the Banelings. No Baneling speed just yet, but they are going to help to kind of just stall these pushes. Ooh, that worker did not end up building that. Clem's onto his 3rd base already. His 4th CC, I was going to say, is on the way. It is on the way. There it is. Going into the infestation pit now. So I'm assuming that's going to be for Hive Tech. Solar is expanding quite rapidly. He's decided not to take this base and instead take kind of in the center. Instead, here comes the BC to clear out this Overseer eventually. That Overseer was just being like a pervert for how long? Okay, here's the Hydras moving around. They're trying to catch this clump of Marines. I think they were hoping to catch it in the medevac. Oh, that's a lot of Lingbane. Solar's army starting to look scary. Lingbane Hydra is a decent unit comp. It's actually not one that we see anymore so much, but it was quite popular a while back. And there comes the Lurkadin. So now he is going to transition into the Hydras. I like that. I like this build from Solar because I think the Lurkers are going to do a lot. Doesn't want to overcommit off of creep. Look at the creep. It is right on the edge of Clem's area. He's been doing some real good work with the creep spread. We don't see any ghosts yet. No. Ooh, that's a lot of tanks. Sieged up in a pretty good position. Solar has time. He has the creep, so he doesn't need to rush. At the same time, there is a bit of a run by going through here. That's going to get a little bit of damage done. Banelings coming in. Yeah, that's a lot of workers going down. At the same time, let me try to keep up with this engagement in the middle of the map. Solar's still looking very good in army supply. His worker count is way above that of Clem. The Zerglings in the main, that's a couple of good baneling hits there, by the way. There's so much happening. There's still Zerglings in the main. Marines are going to start picking those off. Whew. Whew. This is a good game so far. Solar setting himself up in a decent position. He wants to strike before all the tanks siege out. They are sieged. They're going to hit quite hard. The Hydras. Okay, I think he pulled back in time. He's going to try and get a bunch more banelings. Banelings obviously absolutely destructive against these Marines. The tanks at the back are causing a little bit of a problem. I think that's causing Solar to have to be real patient with his defense. Queens at the same time are trying to spread some creep. Clem has pushed this creep back really well. Okay, now we're going to see the Zerg pushing in onto this force. Zergling's going to wrap around this side, and I think Solar's going to clear this. The patience eventually paying off absolutely beautifully. Getting some decent hits onto those Marines. Yeah. Clem's army is in absolute disarray. I don't want to say the game's over, because a lot can still happen, but I think Solar is moving into the right direction. We're seeing Liberators. Okay, so no ghosts, but instead going for Liberators. Very interesting. I'm wondering if... was this maybe on the PTR? I actually don't know where I got this game from. Got it just from a replay pack that I have. Is that maybe why he's favoring the Liberators? Because you would have thought Ghost. Maybe he's going for Liberators now because he knows there's no lurkers out yet. Okay, Solar pushing back once again. Army supply is pretty even. Eco lead is in the advantage for Solar in terms of workers, but obviously Terran does have mules. Upgrades looking good so far for both players. Once this last lurker upgrade finishes, I'm pretty sure that Solar's going to start morphing in some lurkers. He's going to want to keep some Hydras, especially if Clem keeps up with the what do you call him, Liberator production. He has stopped now. He's gone back to Medivacs, so maybe he doesn't stick onto it. Yeah, there comes the lurkers. Did Clem forget about his armor upgrades? Maybe. Big rotation coming down here. There's a little bit of a lull at the game, in the game at this point. Both players just trying to build up a little bit. Solar is now maxed out, so I'm expecting a bit of a push from him. So I only got one Viper? Yeah, only one. Where are the lurkers? Okay, so the lurkers are going to move down this way. So the Hydraling Bane army is coming up this side. They're going to try to get a bit of damage done. Some good hits coming in there. At the same time, these lurkers are going to go in and they're going to start causing havoc in this third base. Got to be careful. Oh, those Marines came straight in a line. Ouch. Okay, here we go. Hydras, Lings, Banes coming in. They're getting rid of a lot more workers. Solar is taking a lot of damage though. I don't know if I like that he's taken so much damage, but that's a heck of a lot of workers that have gone down. This is going to prompt an immediate counterattack from Clem. He's going to run straight in, get rid of this base. Solar is aware of that, so he's pulled the drones. He needs a little bit of time. He needs to remax, resupply. He's getting a couple of banelings. He's quite low on minerals actually. But yeah, Clem's income is pretty dashed. He does not have much of an income. Okay. Solar should be able to push this back. There is another push coming in at this side. This is going to mean some worker losses for Solar. So I like the damage that he did. But it's now come at a bit of a cost because now Clem has decided to become quite aggressive. Engagements all over the map. 11 workers down. Solar's still in a good position in terms of his workers. But he just needs to get his standing army up a little bit. Okay, we're seeing a couple more lurkers coming in. 3 more, not a couple. And more banelings. Terran's going to push across the map now. He's got tanks, he's got marines. I would like to see... yeah, I guess... I was going to say I'd like to see marauders, but I guess they don't really add that much except for a bit of tankiness, which is good against the banelings. At this stage, he's very marine heavy. He's got, what, 4 or 5 marauders? Maybe that's enough. 6. Maybe it's enough. Oh, lurker! Lurker, ouch. Okay, so the Lurker should help for the defensive play of Solar. Lurker's very good in defensive situations. They are obviously a siege unit. And if those Marines are not careful, they do get destroyed by Lurkers pretty hard. Okay, so while the Terran is pushing in on this side, Zerglings are going to run by the counter-attack into the third base. Got to try to keep my eye on both engagements at this stage. So Vipers are going to come in from a funny angle, putting blinding clouds down. This is going to be a very solid defense from Solar. Banelings are rolling straight into those Marines, and this it gets cleaned up absolutely perfectly. Good little play there by Solar. Good use of the Vipers. That puts Solar back into a supply lead. I would like to see him try to reclaim that base, because he is going to be running low on minerals. At this stage, I think he's also sure that Clem is pretty poor economically. He's got his 4th base up. Meals are good. Meals are good, but his main is mined out. His natural is almost out. So it's almost a 2-base Terran here. Maybe with a little bit more gas. Clem is not going to stop pushing though. He knows he needs to get a bit more damage done. With the Lurkers morphing in here, it's going to be hard. Lurkers are a strong unit. They're very good against these bio-heavy armies. Collapsing once more onto the Terran. The Marauders are trying to run. Banelings coming in, Lings coming in. A couple of good blinding clouds on the tanks once again. And yep, Solar's done a good job once again. I nearly choked on giggling at that Lurker control. Yeah, 158 to 125 supply. Here comes the Lings in once more. Going to be a couple of Liberators. They're going to try to get something done. Lings and Lurkers are going to retreat. I guess that's the advantage that you get from the Liberators, is that defensive utility. Good little play there, just burrowing a single Lurker just to deal some damage on those Marines and cover the retreat of the rest of his army. Solar's playing really well, yeah, hey? Like, Clem's not doing poorly. This is a very tight game, but I am slightly feeling an advantage for Solar here. His worker lead is still quite impressive. His army lead is also very decent now. Look at the APM. Clem went almost, no, Solar went almost up to 1000 APM. Clem, I think, hit about 600 there. Oh, one irritating Lurker down there. Ooh, Zerg catching the Terran out of position. The tanks are not sieged up. The Lurkers are coming in. The Hydras are coming in. Now he's going to push again. It's almost just Marines now. A little bit of control. Ooh, a little bit of miscontrol. Solar playing a really good game against Clem there. I hope you enjoyed that one. I had great fun with it. That was a fantastic game of StarCraft 2. Terran versus Zerg can oftentimes be just absolutely exciting. It's attack after attack. And yeah, the smallest mistake from one player can lead to a good win. And as we see, yeah, Solar just catching that army out of position straight into the win. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more StarCraft content. I will bring some ladder back again next week. Maybe I'll record a couple over the weekend. As soon as I'm feeling my wrist a little bit better, then things should be fine. So thank you for watching this, and I will see you in the next one.